Are recording. Hello, everybody. It's May 7th. So we are having our team call tonight on, like I was just saying, we're going to kind of wrap it all up, raise social media, freakishly effective social media book. And I know we talked about the first form that we posted in the Dynasty. So that I don't know off the top of my head, what the pages were of that, but we're basically going to talk from week 2 to week 4. So yeah, who finished the book? Did anybody finish the book? And if you did finish it, what was something that you learned from the book? I mean, you could be like reading the book still right now, but go ahead, type in the comments, like just drop us what was the biggest truth bomb that you got from Ray's Freakishly Effective social media book. So while we do that, I'm going to just kind of hop into it, and I'll talk a little bit about what my takeaways were. I'll pass it off to Megan if anybody else feels brave enough to share what theirs biggest takeaways were. Please feel free to share. This is like a little bit of more of a conversation. But for week 2, he really, I don't know the exact pages or anything, guys, because I have Audible, so I totally apologize for that. But for me, obviously, was how he talked about the different types of posts, which are value posts, recognition posts, story posts, engagement posts, and call to action. So if you don't know what those are, definitely go check out that section in the book and read through it, because I feel like this part, how many times do you guys feel like, oh, I don't know what to post today? Like you get writer's block sometimes is what I call it. Like I never know what to post. And if you are going back and looking at these types of posts, this is going to help you think of something, you guys. Like he literally lays out a whole bunch of different ideas for you, whether it's a recognition post, and it doesn't have to be like an end of the month recognition, right? It doesn't need to be the only time you talk about recognition with somebody is because they hit their rank advancement or something like that. Like that's definitely not something you have to do. And even like engagement posts, like how many of you guys have freaking seen the shoe out there, right? I know I posted in my stories, Megan posted it, the pink and white or teal and gray shoe. Like that's a great post to put up just to get people talking and interacting on your posts. I think we often think too much about constantly feeling like we need to always be sharing our story with this business or our story with our weight loss or however, whatever our transformation is, that this is kind of a good reminder that there's other things we could be doing and other things we could be posting about. So I really liked that part. And also just how he really breaks down what our profiles are supposed to look like, aka making sure you have a clear profile picture, making sure, your cover photo is a representation of you. You want to remember that, essentially our Facebook profiles are our first impression for somebody. So when somebody comes to your profile and they look at your profile picture, they don't want to see a picture of your cat, guys. Like, not that we don't love your cat, but they want to see you. They want to see what you look like and who you are. If you obviously want to include your pets and things like that, like in your cover photo, like again, people love their animals, like that's fine. And I'm totally just randomly using animals as an example. This is not like actually happened. But just to give you guys an idea that it's supposed to help people just really get to know you as fast as possible, right? And so having clear, concise photos, making sure, even just being aware, guys, of angles when you're taking photos, right? Like always hold the camera a little bit up above your head, stand by a window so there's good lighting. If you are kind of aesthetically appealing for people, people are going to stop and they're going to take a second, because we don't have patience in today's society. So you want to grab their attention. In order to do that, I really just liked how he, said that you've got to have clear pictures, especially like your profile picture and cover photo and stuff like that. So, Megan, did you have anything to add from like week 2?
Not from week 2. No, I really like the different types of posts. I think that it's really valuable for everyone to go back and kind of review the different kinds of posts and just do a Facebook critique. Go to your Facebook and scroll your feed and see if you're sprinkling in those different kinds of posts, if you're mixing it up, if people go to your profile. Are they going to get a really good idea of who you are as a person, right? And what you represent, without being like, oh, she's definitely with Elevosity, right? We don't want like Elevosity or Ellepreneurs or any company product name blasted all over your profile. I think he even mentioned that in there too. So yeah, basically you just want people to get to know you and your personality. And if you are brave enough to go Facebook Live will grow your business. It will 10x your business. It will just speed it up, basically. The work that you do and the posts that you post and the pretty pictures and the prospecting, all of that will get really basically like 10x in time by going Facebook Live regularly. Every time I go Facebook Live, I have people in my inbox, and I love, make sure that you follow Ray's way of doing a Facebook Live where you are putting that call to action at the end, or else like, and I don't know if any of you have done Ray's 14-day video challenge, but you guys should. I think I'm going to actually do the next one. It's just awesome. And the things that he teaches you in there and stuff, it's just awesome. How to go Facebook Live the right way. Anyways, but having that call to action at the end is so important, or else it's kind of pointless, right? So, every time I go live, I have tons of people in my inbox. And yes, it takes time to get to that point and get to where you're having tons of people. So don't do a Facebook Live. You get no one in your inbox and you give up and say, well, that didn't work. It takes, like he says in there also, consistency over time. So just doing that consistently and knowing knowing your audience and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, he actually did say in the book too that I loved it, was that one of the most powerful tools we have is in order to get people to respond to us, right, is FOMO, fear of missing out. People like they do not want to feel like they are missing out. And I think it's really often that we think, oh, well, we'll create a little bit of curiosity because I'm launching my business, but then I'll just start talking about the product and let people know what I'm doing, you know, straight out. Like, you definitely want to constantly be creating some type of FOMO. I mean, I'm not saying that's like in every single post, right, you guys, but just the idea of that's why people are going to end up reaching out to you. And he even talked about that like in his scripts, right? And when he talked about in his messages, just how he would posture with them and see, what was it, updating and deflecting kind of thing. Oh, we're so busy. How are you kind of a thing. But yeah, that one was a big one for me too. And lives, you guys, it's like a Band-Aid. I will just say, lives are like a Band-Aid. You got to just kind of rip them off. And once you do it, they get easier. I don't know why it's so hard to start doing them. And it, like, even for me, like, I'll fall out of consistently doing live sometimes. Like, I'm totally guilty of falling out of consistently doing live sometimes. And it's super hard to get into the flow of going live. But once you do it, it really does catapult your business, like Megan was saying, and really just kind of push things forward for you at a faster rate. And it's because people are going to connect with you, obviously the same way that we like do Zoom. So we can kind of see each other's faces, and you can connect with me and I can connect with you guys a little bit more, right? It makes sense if you think about it. It really makes sense. And I know it's kind of scary because we have to like see ourselves as we're recording the live video, and that's hard for people sometimes, but it really is like a Band-Aid. Rip it off, just do it. I know it's scary, but I'm going to encourage you to really try and get out of that comfort zone, because it's just a live video at the end of the day. I always say, like, even to my husband, Craig, you guys know I kind of force him to go live with me quite often. And I'm always like, if the hardest thing we have to do today is go live, like, our lives really aren't that bad. Like, are you kidding me? That's a good freaking life. So,
no kidding.
try it. I promise. But yeah, that was my little tidbit there.
So Shayla asked, can you share the 14-day challenge details? So Ray, pretty much about every quarter, Ray Higdon does of his 14-day live video challenge. And so it's like, I don't know, I want to say $27 or something like that. You pay the $27, you get put into a group, and every day for 14 days, you're going live on your Facebook page. But in that 14 days, he's delivering you $1 million content, really teaching you how to market. It's a marketing challenge. So he's teaching you all of the right ways to market. He gives examples. If he were in health and wellness, like, he goes deep. He goes deep into the psychology of marketing. Like, it's intense, but you will literally learn so much in that 14 days. And if you do it, your business will definitely grow. You will definitely get leads in that 14 days. And then knowing how to go live the right way and knowing all of the things that he teaches you is just, you market differently. You do. And you just, so it's awesome. I will definitely do it next time, and we can do it as a group. Whoever wants to do it, we can do it together.
I don't think he has not posted about it yet.
No, I think he said it's going to be maybe June or something like that. I don't know. And by the way, Rank Makers is officially open for ever right now. Like, it's just open. They're doing this trial where they just open the doors. So I think what is it? Higdon Group /Rank Makers, probably?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, HigdonGroup.com /Rank Makers. And you can sign up, and I think you can pay yearly still, or it's $20 a month. But basically, his Ray dailies every day, like, he's training you. He's your network marketing coach, and he does it the right way. So
he'll even give you like a call to action every day.
Call to action every day. Yeah.
He tells you to do something specifically. So, like, if you're like, oh, I don't know, like, do I want to do a live video? If I'm going to do a live video, what it's going to be about? Like, he literally gives that to you most days. So if you guys haven't noticed, we freaking love Ray and all that Ray has to offer. So really the whole point of us even doing the forms was just so that you guys would pick up his book and read it, because it has amazing freaking nuggets in it. So if you haven't finished it, we really encourage you to finish it, especially if you feel like you're struggling with social media, or just kind of, getting outside of that social media comfort zone box. He talks a lot about in his book about vulnerability, and how that's another super powerful tool for us to have vulnerability. And in this industry, it is, I think it's something that we need to be doing, but it's really scary for us to be doing. And I think a lot of people think like, oh, well, people don't want to know about my struggle, when that's exactly what they want to know, right? Like, I know I hear like, oh, well, I haven't been that super successful, so like I can't talk about anything. And it's actually quite the opposite. People want to hear that you've, started making $50 a month and now you're making a couple $1,000s a month. Like, people want to see your progress from start to finish, and be relatable. That's how you're going to create connections with people. That's how it's harder to connect with those superstars for people sometimes, because they don't see, they look at them and they think, I can't do that. They don't look at them and think, wow, she's just like me. She's a normal, mom of a 2-year-old crazy little boy, and she runs around all day chasing after him, but still finds time to make this business work. Like, so that's what people are going to stop and relate to. And vulnerability is really scary, but it's super relatable. And we're not saying like air out all your dirty laundry, y'all. Like, we get that, but we do know that there are areas of our life that we can be a little bit more vulnerable and share our experiences, especially when it comes to like getting outside in this business and things like that of our comfort zone. So, that was all I had, I think, on what I wrote down.
Yeah.
Oh, I did also write down I like that he talked about dealing with negative comments as well, because I think that this is one, especially if you're new to network marketing, where people, and it always ends up being like a family member or like a good friend or something like that, right? Like the ones we're closest to tend to be like our biggest skepticals that we have to overcome. And so he just says, like, you got to detach the emotion, and the faster we preach that, and the faster we just say detach the outcome, detach the emotion from the outcome, even the negative comments, again, the same idea, detach that, because they are, I think he even said in, I don't know, maybe it was in Rank Makers that I was just listening to, but he was basically just saying, like, if they're making negative comments, they're unhappy with something in their life. It is not a reflection of what is happening to you or who you are. And that's something that just really hit home with me, that I felt like I needed to share with you guys, because we often think the opposite, where if there's a negative comment, it is a reflection of us. And honestly, it's not. Like, if you're a happy individual, right? I think it was Rank Makers, maybe today. He said, if you're a happy individual, like, you don't have time to go and just like troll on somebody's social media page. Like, you just don't.
Kelly,
Yeah,
sorry, can I ask a quick question?
of course.
I'm just curious how you guys, like you and Megan, deal with things like that. Like when somebody calls your business, a farce or a scam, or do you defend yourself, or do you just like,
Yeah.
thanks, have a great day?
Yeah, thanks. Have a great
Cool.
day.
This definitely isn't a fit for you. Peace out.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Because honestly, it's not worth your time. They've already made up in their mind that this is a scam or it's a pyramid scheme or whatever. They've made it up in their mind. There's no way that you're gonna out talk them. And honestly, it's a waste of your time. You're too busy dealing with happy people to deal with somebody who is super close-minded like that.
I will tell you, the longer that you're in this business, and the less and less you'll get the pyramid scheme thing. I don't even hear that anymore, really, ever. As if you establish yourself and treat this like a business and create a business out of it, then that you'll be showing people that, you'll be showing people your success. You'll be proving their whatever it is in their mind wrong. So I rarely get the whole pyramid thing anymore, the scam thing.
Yeah, I barely get that either. I did used to get it.
Me too. I used to get it a lot. In the beginning, for sure, I got it all the time. Mm-hmm.
For sure. But I mean, like Megan was saying, I think it just comes with experience and time, and people realize, like, oh wow, she's in it to win it. Like, she's not going anywhere. This is a real deal for her. And that comes with. Well, that's a good question. I like that question. So yes, Rank Makers is a Facebook group, Stephanie. So welcome to all the newbies, by the way. So if you're new and this is the first time you're hopping on the team call, welcome. This is super exciting to have you here. But yeah, we love Rank Makers. We talk about Ray Higdon all the time. And yeah, Rank Makers is a Facebook group that Ray Higdon runs. So, and he does trainings in there every day as well. And then he also does like separate groups on top of Rank Makers, like the 14-day challenge that Megan was talking about, just so everyone's clear on all these different things we're talking about. But yeah, he is the absolute best. Does anybody have any input from the book at all that they wanted to share? Any nuggets that they found to stand out or anything of the sort? You can type it in if you don't want to unmute yourself too.
Or even any questions that came up for you that you're like, hey, this doesn't make sense or whatever.
Grapety grape.
That is Ray Higdon's Grapety Grape. Yeah.
Sheila said she gained some useful information and how to follow up. Yes, guys, the follow up is legit. Like, where the hidden prize is, because a lot of people give up. Have you guys ever seen that graphic of like the two men mining in the like it's like a mine and there's diamonds on the end, and one guy's giving up from mining and he's literally like inches away from the diamonds and the other guy is just hacking away still? I feel like that's the follow-up because a lot of people give up following up after like 2 or 3 times, when the average person won't even say yes to looking at the opportunity after like 7 times, I'm pretty sure is the number. So that graphic, I always think about that because the fortune is 100% in the follow-up. So yes, you can also, Michelle said you can also check Ray's personal Facebook to see free coaching Friday trainings. So he does like free trainings on Fridays. And he's really, we love him. So definitely suggest checking him out. He knows his stuff on attraction marketing and just really doing this business in a super non-spammy, icky feeling way, which is why we love him. So how many times would you follow up with someone? Honestly, we follow up based until they die. No, I'm kidding. I think that's what Rock said last time. But no, I do basically follow up with somebody until they tell me no. Or I feel like, they're running me in circles kind of a thing. If there's ever an instance where you just get bad vibes from that person, then I'll stop following up. But it's pretty rare for me to not follow up with somebody. You just kind of have to work how to follow up and when to follow up with them. So obviously it becomes less and less if you get no response or ghosted or something like that. I mean, by less and less, I mean like spaced out more time between them. So, but yeah, you guys, this was really all we had tonight. We wanted to keep it super casual, quick team call, talk about these nuggets that we got from Ray's book for you guys, and the forms. I did post all 4 of the forms in a one post today as well. Next week we will not be discussing this on next week's call. I know, as you guys saw, a lot of our leaders were in Hilton Head this past weekend. Megan and I were not there, unfortunately, but Jermaine was there and Holly was there and Jana was there. So we will definitely be excited to hear all about that next week and get their their tidbits of what they took away from this weekend, and just kind of hear what it was like to hang out with some of the other leaders, because I know it was super inspiring from what we heard so far from Jermaine, who is still traveling on an airplane. So that's what we will be kind of discussing next week, and we'll kind of take it from there. We might add something onto that, as well next week. But thank you guys for hopping on tonight. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you all very soon. We'll talk to you later. Bye.